Hey, my name is Gabby or Zyger, and I am a student game developer, and this is my day in the life video. So I start the day at 7 AM, and only because I have a lecture at 9. Normally my sleep schedule is all over the place, and I wake up at like 10 to 11. Yeah, I really need to fix that. I start my day pretty averagely, if that's even a word. Brush my teeth, shower, wash my hair, get dressed, all that stuff. Now, I have a habit of leaving my bedroom a complete mess before I sleep, so that means I have to clean it up now. With that accomplished, and it no longer being pitch black here, I have an hour before I need to leave. So today I'm working on a YouTube video, and there's nothing here, so a lot of work ahead of me. At this point I kinda got distracted and needed to leave 5 minutes ago, but instead of leaving and being on time, I decided to show you my outfit. I don't know what I was doing, not gonna lie. Eventually, I actually left the house 10 minutes late at this point, and started rushing to university. Of course, I got stopped by infinite traffic lights, they just kept spawning in. But finally, I made it to uni late, but the professor was even more late, so that's a win. I had my lecture, which I didn't film because privacy, and there's like not many people there, so it's kind of weird. But it basically was on normal maps, which next lesson I'm gonna have to implement, and yeah. At this point I made the walk back home, but decided to go to the shop, and all I ended up getting was some butter and smoothie. What a combo. Also, kind of a scam, I paid like £5 for this. I then made the walk to Lidl, another shop, because I was hungry. I got some bakery stuff, and had this lovely croissant when I got home. Yes, I chop it in half, I'm weird, get over it. Oh, and I had a coffee because the lack of sleep was really catching up now. I spent some time on my PC working on the video I mentioned earlier, until I realised I needed to go to the library for something. So yay, another 30-minute walk. Infinite lights too, of course. Oh, and for some reason I'm showing you my gloves because it was cold. I don't know. But I made it to the library, and not gonna lie, I spent about 30 minutes looking for some books that I needed, and although everything was organised, it's just also confusing, probably because I don't go to the library often. After getting what I wanted, I walked back home and continued editing the video. I then wanted to have a bit of a break from work, so I spent some time playing guitar. I started playing about 3-ish months ago, and it's a very different change from playing piano all my life. But I enjoy it and like it, so yeah. At this point, I decided to work on this game that has actually been in production for the last 2 months. And it's this roguelike kind of game. I don't really know at this point. But before I show you more, if you want to learn how to program, if you want to learn maths or anything of the sort, then today's sponsor Brilliant is the answer. Now hang on, give me just 1 minute of your time. If you've never heard of Brilliant before, it's basically just a platform where you can learn new skills or improve on ones you already have. The cool thing about Brilliant is that you're actually doing things, rather than just listening to someone talk for hours. Think interactive lessons and not lectures. On Brilliant you can find a bunch of different topics like computer science, programming, maths and more. My favourite being programming, of course. Something I particularly like is that you can learn on the go. You can use Brilliant directly on your phone wherever you are, which makes learning much easier. But if you want to learn at home, you can also use your computer or laptop. Now the best way to learn, and I mean actually learn, is having a daily habit of doing it, which is exactly what you can develop when using Brilliant. Simply open it up and do however much learning you want any day. It's up to you. If any of this sounds interesting at all, then with the first link in the description, you can try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days. I mean, it's free guys, come on. Now let's continue. Hey, so this is the game, and like I said, it's a roguelike game. Here is a little showcase of what I have so far. So the idea is that you can play as one of 7 different deadly sins, and each one respectively is its own class with abilities. Throughout the game you can gather loot, upgrade abilities, upgrade your class, and just generally a bunch of customizability. At the moment I have some dummy enemies that you can fight, and each enemy will drop these soul shards, which is what is used for upgrades. Each enemy also has its own loot table for potential loot it can drop. I also added a bunch of different weapons, so here we have a melee one. Here is a magic staff for instance, this one uses mana as well by the way. And here we have a bow. So for this one you need arrows, but once you fire them they are pick-upable, and even impale the enemies and stay on them until death. This class that I'm using right now is Greed, who currently has 2 abilities. The first one, which turns the enemies to gold and stuns them pretty much. The second one, which is a random card throw, and basically each card has its own different buffs. So one at the moment does damage, the other heals you, and there is also a Joker card, which I'm thinking of making like a Gambit card so it can either be good / bad. Beyond this stuff, we also have other items like shields, consumables, etc., all of which have different rarities and buffs. Finally, I started working on the procedural dungeon generator that basically will generate a random room layout. It's all based on the player level, and also on the room spawn chances, so some rooms will be larger, more rare, and others more common. Anyways, hope you liked that little showcase, and a devlog will be coming soon for it. Alright, at this point I was starving and needed to make some food. I quickly made and ate some food, and then just chilled watching some Netflix. I'm not gonna lie, for the rest of the day I just played some video games with friends, and then went to bed. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And again, if you guys want to learn something new, then check out Brilliant with the link below. Bye!